Hello, school family. Happy Sunday. And for me, this is the happiest of Sundays as tomorrow begins this new chapter in students returning to school. So I am super duper excited about that. I have to be honest, and I'm sure you maybe feel the same way and feeling a little bit nervous, a little bit anxious, but that's always what happens to me on the first day before school when a normal school year begins. So I just want us to take a minute and go back and reflect a little bit about how we all were feeling at the very beginning of the school year. So I remember jumping on here to make a video for all of kindergarten for us to talk about what to expect, that virtual learning was going to be a little bit of a scary thing to get used to, but that we were going to be able to handle it. And it seems kind of surreal to me that that was back in August and now it's already March. And the relationships and the communication and the learning that has taken place in this virtual environment has been incredible. I could not ask for a better class. I could not ask for better parents, for family that has been supporting us through this entire process. It has gone way better than I could have ever imagined it to. And I just absolutely love your children so much. So I just want us, as we begin this new part of our journey tomorrow, to keep in mind that we have been through first together already, and this is just another one that we're going to do. Are there going to be some hiccups along the way? I'm sure of it. Am I scared to death that something might go wrong that's not supposed to while we are trying to navigate all of this together? Of course, but we're going to do what we know best. For all teachers, this is the first time that we will ever have children right in front of us and children also on the computer. So we are trying our best as a kindergarten team to make sure that we're all on the same page and that the work that we're trying to accomplish with just our students in person and just our children virtually, and then all of our students, when they're learning simultaneously together, goes off without a hitch. If we're being realistic, just like at the beginning of the school year, when our students come to us and you drop them off, things do not always go to plan. This is a brand new experience for them. And in the middle of a pandemic, even more important that we are really catering to their social and emotional needs. You might notice tomorrow morning that your student's starting to feel with a little bit of a bellyache, or they're expressing that they're nervous. If you really think about it, they have been not necessarily in isolation, but not in a group environment in almost a year. It was St. Patrick's Day weekend last year that schools closed, and so you figure we're coming up on a year since students have been able to be in the schoolhouse. So this is a little bit of an intimidating process for everybody. So if your student is feeling that way, I'm going to go back to what I said at the beginning of the school year. Stop and take a deep breath and know that it is all going to be okay. My job when our students come to us in person this week is to calm their fears, to make them feel welcome and loved and safe, and to be there every step of the way in this second leg of our journey that we're taking together. And the one thing I keep telling myself is, when this school year is over and our students are graduating and going to first grade, they are my very first class to ever experience this with me. So a class that I will never forget. And listen, I'm getting myself all worked up and emotional, and this school year is not even over yet, but this is a big deal. So I hope that you are feeling excited. For my parents that are choosing to keep their students virtual, I totally understand it and I totally get it. I'm not sure if Michael was school age, what decision I would make. It is not an easy one. So I want you to know that I support you, that if any point in time you decide you want your student to be hybrid, please feel free to reach out and we can work to get that taken care of through the office, and vice versa. If your student is coming to school in person and you decide, you know what, I think we're just going to go back to the virtual way, same thing. You can always elect at any time to switch into hybrid or switch out of hybrid and go back to virtual, okay? If you have questions this week, if you have questions today, if you have questions tonight at 10:30 p.m., I guarantee you I'll be up because it's like the night before the first day of school and my nerves will just be running so high. Please feel free to reach out. No question you ask is silly. No fears or worries that you have are silly. I am here to support you and to make this new experience as easy as possible. Okay, so our work of the week video this week, we are really just focusing in on what this week is going to look like. We are deciding to put a little bit of a pump on some of the work we're doing in our curriculum so that we can make sure we are acclimating our students virtually and our friends that are going to be in person. So it's going to be a lot of review this week just to make sure that everybody's got a handle on this new schedule and all the new things that are going to be occurring with this switch. Okay, so I already sent out the schedule 2 times. It is completely different from the schedule that we've been working for the last however many months it's been, since September when we started school. Special is going to be in the morning now. And if you're looking at that schedule that I sent out, you're going to be able to see how it's looking a lot different. For now, while we're working in this 2-hour early dismissal for the next 2 weeks, there are no small groups. So we're working simultaneously for a lot of our instruction throughout the day. And then we will also be breaking into different sections where just my virtual students are learning in the afternoon. And then there's a segment in the morning where just our in-person students are going to be learning. Please, please, please have that schedule handy. It is going to be a lot of getting used to. I had to write it out on this huge piece of paper because my brain's not even settled in it yet. So if you need that, please reach out and let me know. If you want me to text you a copy of it, because that's just easier for you, let me know. I also sent out a supply list for those in-person students. And at the very bottom of the document, it said, shoot me a text so I know that you made it to the end of this. And many parents did. If you did not fully read that document, please make sure you go back and do that. It's all things that are going to be essential for us to have for in-person instruction. Okay? Our plan at this point to my in-person parents is not to have our students logged in to their computer during the parts of the day where they are doing their in-person instruction. We want them to get the most out of their experiences, and we think putting them in front of a computer might not necessarily be the way to go. So there might be some parts of the day where we may need them to log on because we don't have a choice, but otherwise we want them to be able to get some more hands-on activities, of course, things that are only going to be used by them, so that we can make sure we stay within CDC guidelines. But it is going to be important for them to get the experience as much as we can try and make it of kindergarten. Okay, so tomorrow, Monday and Tuesday, I am going to see my children in person that are in cohort A. Wednesday, everybody is the same. We're staying when I'll be home as well, probably for asynchronous learning. We'll have our class meeting at 9. That's not changing. Wednesday is sacred. It's staying as it is. So we will meet for our class meeting, and then I will meet with my one-on-ones. On Thursday and Friday, those are going to be when my cohort B students are coming. And if you're still unsure about what cohort your student is in, shoot me a text and I can let you know that. And remember, moving forward, our students that are staying all virtual we'll refer to as our cohort C students. So you've got A Monday, Tuesday, B Thursday, Friday. C is always on the computer, so your schedule's always going to follow based on the virtual side of things. Now, parents, remember, if your student is A on Monday and Tuesday, on Thursday and Friday, they're logging in for that virtual schedule. And then vice versa. My cohort B students, you come on Thursday and Friday, Monday, Tuesday, you're logging in on that virtual schedule. So at some point, everybody's virtual. And I keep trying to remind my cohort C students of that. I had a couple frowny faces on Friday when we were talking about friends coming back to school, because I think some friends are a little bit confused. We're confused as adults. They are 5 and 6 years old. Of course, this is confusing to them. And my reminder to them is that your mom and dad, or the person that takes care of you, knows best. So they are going to make this decision for you. And when they're ready, maybe you'll come back to school. And if not, you're still going to be doing all of your learning at home, and your brain is still going to be getting so smart. So I don't want any fears about that. There is no pressure at all to send your student back to school. Of course, would I love to have all my children in person so I could see them and be able to see their faces in real time and in real life, of course. But that is not a requirement. You know what's best for your student and for your family, and I want you to do what's best for you. Okay, so this week, as far as learning is concerned, we are going to be doing some more social emotional activities, talking about what happens with change, how do we adapt to new change. And I was speaking with a parent earlier in the week and had shared that I do believe our students are oftentimes more resilient than we are as adults. They can bounce back and adapt and change. Sometimes as adults, we are so resistant and we don't want it to happen and we like our routine. And our students often are not as bothered. We don't give them enough credit for what they are capable of. So this is going to be a change. It's going to be a little bumpy to get started, but we are going to do the best we can, and students are going to benefit the most from this, because I want you to remember, at the end of the day, that's what's most important. What is best for our children? And I do in my heart believe that this is it. We're going to figure it out together. Okay, so for phonics, for math, we'll still touch on some of the math things we've already been working on, try and keep consistent with that routine. But during shared reading and phonics time, we're really going to be doing some different activities as a review or more social emotional based to make sure that we are catering to their worries or anxieties or excitement about the change that is in our new schedule. Okay, so I'm trying to think of anything else. Oh, this was one thing definitely. On the schedule, you'll notice that from 9:10 to 9:30 is arrival for those in-person students. Now, I want you to imagine on the first day of school, the children are all trying to navigate where to go. There are going to be helpers outside to make sure they make it down to us safely. We're unpacking, we're finding our seat, we're doing all these things. If my students virtually are logging in between that time, and you may, I will not be sitting at the computer. So what we've been sharing with families is your student can log in and hang out. The camera's going to be up. They'll be able to explore and see on the classroom. That's great. If you'd rather not do that, I ask that our students get on by 9:25. So instruction with our class meeting will start at 9:30, where I say my good mornings, we do the good morning song, all of that business. But if you want that little extra window of about 25 minutes while your child's at home to be able to eat their breakfast without the computer or sleep in a little bit extra, I just ask that everybody that's at home logs in by 9:25, and then at 9:30, fingers crossed like we're able to do virtually, the ball will get rolling and our day will start. Okay, if you have any questions, please feel free to reach out. I do not care what time it is. I want you to know that I am here for you always. I hope that we've built a close enough relationship throughout the year already that you know that, but really during this time, I am here for you. I am here to ease whatever's going through your mind. And I'm also here to share in your excitement because I can't express, the little hairs stand up on my arm, how excited I am that we are finally starting to make a step toward reopening in our school and being back to regular in-person learning. Okay, so please reach out if you need me. If not, I will see some friends tomorrow morning arriving at 9:10, and then I will see my friends virtually between 9:10 and 9:25. Please make sure you check your email and look at that new schedule, and if you need me, I'm here for you. Have a great rest of your Sunday, and I will see you tomorrow virtually or in person at 9 a.m. Mwah.